Hi everyone. Today we will discuss about explanation of tires in automobile engineering. It is the last topic in transmission system. In previous classes we had discussed about the so many different types of transmission systems involved in the automobile engineering. So different types of transmission systems are seen in the previous classes. In before class we will discuss about the explanation of wheels in automobile engineering. So the wheel is very important component in the automobile vehicle. In this class we will see about the tires in automobile engineering. So these tires are connected with the wheels of the automobile vehicle. If the wheel is running on a road with combining of different types of tires, based upon the tire design, based upon the vehicle, there are different types of tires used in the different types of automobile vehicles. What is the process of what is the functions of tire, and what are the different parameters involved in this tire, and what is the manufacturing procedure of the tire, and what are the main advantages of this tire, and what are its applications, and what are its limitations, why compulsory the tires are used in the automobile engineering, while the tires are used in any type of automobile vehicle. These topics we will discuss today. First of all, what is tires? What is tires and what are the functions of tires? So why we use tires in automobile vehicles? The functions of the automobile uh, tires, it is only contact with ground. So the tires are only contact with ground. If we take any automobile vehicle body, there are different components, there are different parts. No component or no part directly contact with the ground. Only the tires are direct contact with the ground. Okay, that's why only contact with the ground. That is only one component in the automobile vehicle, it is tires. It acts as the primary suspension, cushioning the vehicle from effects of rough surfaces. So it acts as the tires are acts as the primary suspension. First of all, the dips are occurred or the shocks are occurred on the automobile vehicle. The suspension will take only first on tires. So the tires first to take the suspension, and after that the suspension gives to the different springs of the automobile vehicle, and the cushioning of the vehicle from effects of rough surfaces. So the effects of rough surfaces, the vehicle runs on a rough surface roads only. The tires should be taking that rough surface cushioning. The different stresses or different forces are acts on these. The vehicle runs on a rough surface roads. First, that different types of loads act on the tires. After that, the different loads acts on the suspension system and different parts of that body. So the first suspension is taking the automobile vehicle part is tires. It provides frictional contact with the road surface, which allows the driving wheels to move the vehicle. It allows the frictional contact with the road surfaces. If the road surface and the automobile vehicle body automobile vehicle tires are used to what is the main purpose is the frictional contact with the surface and automobile vehicle uh, tires. So that is very important thing. There is no frictional contact, the car is not smooth running on that roads. So the frictional contact with the roads is very good frictional resistance on that roads. The car runs on the road at very smoothly, without disturbing or without slipping of that vehicle. It is very important between the car, between the automobile vehicle and the road. So that's why the frictional resistance is very important. So the frictional contact with the road surface, so the vehicle body, if the tires and the road, that is the frictional contact. So the friction should be developed on this the friction should be developed by these two parts, uh, that is road and automobile vehicle. The driving wheels to move the vehicle, so the driving wheels are used to move the vehicle. And next, front tires allows the wheels to steer. So the front tires, so the front wheels, those have the automobile vehicle front wheels, it is connected to the steering of the automobile vehicle. So the directions coming of that front wires, it is steering. So the steering system is connected to the automobile vehicle through tires. At its different mechanisms are used to connect the steering in that front tires. So what is the main thing is the steering is connected to the front tires, so the direction should be giving only the front tires of the automobile vehicle. And the tires allow braking to slow or stop the vehicle. So the tires allow braking to stop or slow or stop the vehicle. So the tires are used to slow the vehicle or stop the vehicle. Okay, so these are the different functions of the automobile vehicle used in the uh, these are the different functions of the tires in the automobile vehicle. And next one, what are the different properties of tires? What properties should be taking to design these different types of tires? So the properties of tires, it is non-skidding. So the skidding purpose, to avoid this skidding purpose, we are using uh, tires in automobile vehicles. Okay, so the non-skidding purpose, we are using tires in automobile vehicles. And uniform wear. So the uniform wear resistance between the wheel and the uh, roads, different roads of the environment. Uh, the frictional resistance is very good response to that tires and road. We can use the tires in automobile vehicles. And load carrying capacity. So the vehicle has a different amount of loads are acting. So in that load carrying capacity, to bear that loads, we are using uh, different types of tires. In that different types of tires, there is a tubeless tires and with tube tires. So in this with tube tires are tubeless tires, carrying the so much amount of loads on the automobile vehicle. So the automobile having very different amount of loads are acting on that body. So the overall load and overall the body weight should be carrying through these tires only. Okay. And next, speed capacity. The we can increase the speed or we can decrease the speed. It is based upon the tires. So the different types of tires are available in the market. Uh, they are used in the uh, different types of automobile vehicle based upon the specifications, based upon the cost, based upon the capacity of that vehicle. This type of these properties should be taking to use the different types of tires in the automobile vehicle. And cushioning, and also power consumption, noise, balance. Power consumption, such amount of tires are using those type of tires having very high loads, uh, high weight occurred, they have power consumption. And some different types of some kind of tires, it is a very weightless tires. It bears the so much amount of load that is the main purpose of use. It is the power consumption, to decrease the power consumption of the vehicle. So these are the different power consumptions by using the tires. And also noise and balance. So these are the properties of the tires. And next one, what is the terminology of the tires? So the terminology of the tires used in the automobile vehicles is, we can use steel wheels. Most popular design, very strong and cheap to produce. So the steel wheels are used. It is very most popular design and very strong and cheap to produce. So to produce this type of steel wheels is very cheap, and the wheels are very strong. Next one, alloy wheels. These type of alloy wheels are very attractive and lightweight, but expensive and difficult to clean. And next one, spoked wheels. Used on older vehicles, cannot be fitted with tubeless tires. So these type of spoked wheels are used in the older type of vehicles. It is not in this type of vehicles, in this type of wheels, they are not used tubeless tires. They are not used tubeless tires. They are used only with tube tires, are fitted in these spoked wheels. Next one, divided rims. The rims are made in two halves which are bolted together. So rims must never be separated while the tire is inflated. So the rims are made in two halves which are bolted together. So the in this type of rims, there are two halves. So the two half of that rims is connected with help of bolted. So this type of rims must never be separated while the tire is inflated. Split rims. Tire is held in place by a large circlip. And next one, plies. Layers of strong fabric which are built up to give the tire its strength and shape. Bead. Loops of steel which are the anchor point of the plies. Cross ply tire. Main plies of the tire run at an angle 45 degrees from one bed to the other. Next, radial ply tire, tread, sidewall. So these are the different specifications and different parameters involved in the tire. So we are using in automobile vehicles different types of tires. So based upon these conditions, based upon this specification should be taking to manufacture the tires. Suppose plies, a bead, cross ply, radial ply, tread, sidewall. These are the different specifications. These different specifications maintained to manufacture a tire. So it is the overall terminology of the wheel and tire of the automobile vehicle. So what are the different parts in that tire? You can see the first one is beads. So what is beads? It is two rings that are made of steel wire and encased in rubber. They hold tire sidewalls snugly against the rim and prevent tire from coming off. What is beads? So two rings that are made of steel wire and encased in rubber. So the beads, it means the tire manufacturer, we are taking steel wire on that um, tire, so that steel wire should be encased in rubber, so that steel wire uh, is contact with rubber material. So this type of material, it is giving very high strength to that tire. So they hold the tire sidewalls snugly against the rim. So this type of wire arrangement, we can place the tire on sides of the tires. Why we place the wires in sides of the tire? It is the tire should holds the rim. That's why it has a very high strength to hold that rim. That's why we can arrange the we can place the wire and rubber on that side of the tires. Next one, body plies. Rubberized fabric and cords wrapped around beads form carcass or body of the tire. So rubberized fabric and cords wrapped around beads. So the rubberized fabric and cords are used to manufacture these tires. From carcass or body of the tire. So the body of tire, you can see that is the outer shape of the tire. It is the outer shape. In this outer shape of the tire is made with the rubberized fabric. So the rubberized fabric is used to manufacture the outer shape of the tire. Next one, tread. Outer surface of the tire that comes in contact with the road. So the tread, it means the outer side of the outer surface of the tire is called tread. So that tread is contact with the road. Okay, so this outer surface is manufactured with a rubberized fabric material by using different designs to maintain different designs and to manufacture the outer surface of the tires. That is known as body plies. And next one, sidewall. Outer part of the tire that extends from the bead to the tread. It is marking on the sidewall provides the information about the tire. So the sidewall is very important, but because the sidewall is manufactured with the um, steel wire enclosed with the rubber. So the steel wire enclosed with the rubber, it has a very high strength occurred on the tire, and on that surface is contact with the rim. That surface is holds the rim of the automobile vehicle. That's why we can place the steel wires with the rubber enclosure. We can place the sides of the tire. And linear thin layer of rubber that is bonded to the inside of plies provides a leak proof membrane for tubeless tires. So linear, you can see that linear, you can see the linear. So the linear is placed in the linear is placed in the thin layer of rubber that is bonded to the inside of the plies. So the thin layer of the that linear is placed in the inside of the plies, and it provides a leak proof membrane for tubeless tires. So that is used for the leak proof membrane of the tubeless tires. And next one, belts. It is used to strengthen the body plies and stiffen the tread. It lies between tread and plies. So the belts are used to strengthen the body and stiffen the tread. It lies between tread and plies. So the belts are placed in between the tread and plies of the tire. So these are the different constructional details of the tire. These are the different parts in the tire. So what are the compounds we are using to manufacture different types of tires? What are the different materials are mixed with to manufacture a tire? Carbon black adds strength and abrasion resistance while protecting rubber against UV light. So the carbon black, so the black carbon should be adds on that tire manufacturing. So that have very high strength occurred of the tire and abrasion resistance to the tire. while protecting the rubber against UV light. So the UV light, ultraviolet light, is falls on the tire. So the carbon black should be used to protect the UV light of the should be protect from the UV light. Okay, so that is the use of carbon black in the tire manufacturing. And next material or next compound, during curing, sulfur links rubber molecules together, adding strength and giving the rubber resistance to both heat and cold. So um, the high amount of heat and cold should develop in that tires. Why? Because the frictional resistance is developed in the tires and roads. There has heat and cold should be developed. So during this process, during this heat and cold, to avoid this operation, the sulfur links rubber molecules. The sulfur links with the rubber molecules. This type of material used in the tires manufacturing, it gives the uh, very strength and it gives the rubber resistance both heat and cold operation of the tires manufacturing. And next compound, zinc stearate. So the zinc stearate is also mixed the uh, tire manufacturing. And next one, small amounts of zinc stearate and waxes help control curing rate, prevent oxidation, and make rubber easier to process. Small amount of zinc stearate. So the small amount of zinc stearate is also mixed the uh, rubber manufacturing process. It gives the oxidation and make it rubber easier to process. And next one, accelerators are used to control the cure rate. So the accelerators are used to control the cure rates. So different types of rubber can cure fully in same amount of time. Next, antioxidants and anti-ozonants are added to rubber to fight degradation by oxygen and ozone, which can shorten the life of ties. So antioxidant and anti-ozonants are added to the rubber. So these type of components are added to the rubber. It has degradation of oxygen and ozone, which can shorten the life of tires. So these type of compounds are added in the tires. The life of span of tires should be decreased. So these are the different compounds are used in the manufacturing of tires. You can see the tire cutway. So what type of layers occurred on this tire? What are the different parts and what are the different layers or different steps occurred in the tire? You can see there are different layers of the tire. Okay, there are different layers of the tire. You can see the upper bound of the tire. It is tread and base. So you can see the treads. These treads are made with rubber material. And next one, base material. So the below of the tread, it is base. Next one, second belt. So it is the second belt. Second belt and first belt. And next one, side wall of the tires and veneer. Next, white wall, rim fusion. Okay, bead, filler, linear, first ply, second ply, first belt. So these are the different parts in the tires. Already you know about these parts. Okay, beads, body plies, threads, sidewall, linear belts. These different parts in the tire cutaway. So we can cut the tire. These are the parts to show on this tire. And next one, bias ply tire construction. bias ply tire construction. So the bias ply tire construction, it is the one of the oldest design. So how to construct a bias ply tire? So this type of bias ply tire construction is very oldest design operation. Several textile plies are laid across each other, running from bed to bed in alternate directions. Several textile plies are laid across each other, so it's running bed to bed alternate directions, and the number of plies depend on the size of the tire and the load it has to carry. So different plies are used in so many number of plies are used in tire manufacturing. So the number of plies is it is depending upon the size of the tire. So the size of the tire increases, automatically the plies used in the automobile vehicle is increased. Okay. Next, same number of plies is used on the crown and the side walls. So the crown and the side walls are used in the same number of plies. Plies run at an angle from bed to bed. So plies, these are the plies. So we can cut the tire, we can show the plies. So the plies run at an angle from bed to bed and does not use belts. So in this type of bias ply tire construction, we are not used in the belts. It allows body of the tire to flex easily and improved cushioning, hence smooth ride on rough roads. And next one, weakness, reduced traction at high speeds and increased rolling resistance. So that is the bias ply tire construction. These are the different parts in the bias ply tire construction. What is belted bias tire construction? So in bias ply tire construction, we are using the plies. But in this belted bias tire construction, we are used in the belts. Okay. Bias ply tires with belts added to increase tread stiffness. So the stiffness of the tire should be increased. We can use the belts in this manufacturing of tire. Belts do not run around the sidewalls. So the belts do not run around the side walls, they lay under the tread area only. Only the belts are placed in the tread area only. So the side walls of the tire, we cannot place any type of belts on the manufacturing of tires. Belts and plies run at different angles. So the belts and plies are runs with a different angles. It offers some reduction in rolling resistance over a bias ply tire. So it offers some reduction in rolling resistance over a bias ply tire. It provides smooth ride and good traction. So in this belted bias tire construction, gives the smooth ride and good traction of the bias tire construction. What are the different parts in bias tire construction? You can see that constructional details. There is a rubber linear in the inside of the tire and the tread area. So the upper portion of the tire, it is tread area. And next one, you can see the belts, that is belts crisscrossed. The crisscrossed belts are manufactured in the tire construction. And next, sidewalls, casing plies, bead wires. So the bead wires uh, with the enclosing of rubber is placed in the side walls of the uh, tire manufacturing. Okay, these are the different constructional details. You can see the another type of tire, radial ply tire construction. In this radial ply tire construction, plies run straight across from the bed to bed. So the plies are placed in the tire, it is straight. The straight portion is it is bed to bed, has a very flexible sidewall and a stiff head, giving it a very stable footprint. and it consists of carcass ply formed by the textile carcass running from one bit to the another. So it is also one different manufacturing, and the radial ply plies are used to manufacture this type of ties. So each ply is led at an angle of 90 degrees. So the each ply, you can see this plies, each ply has a 90 degrees to that surface. So the each ply has a 90 degrees to the direction of tire rolling. So at the top of the tire crown under the tread, a belt made up of several plies reinforced with metal wire is leaded. So the top of the tire, so the top of the tire crown, a belt made up of several plies reinforced with the metal wire. So the metal wire is reinforced with the top of the portion of the tire. These crown plies led one on top of the other overlap at an angle determined by the type of the tire. So it is the radial ply tire construction. And what are the advantages of this radial ply tires? It is sidewalls can bend easily. Its shock absorbing capacity 25% more than bias ply or cross ply. So the sidewalls bends easily. Uh, the high amount of loads are acting on that tire. It can absorb easily, and the capacity of this type of radial ply ties is very high compared to the bias ply and cross ply. Lower rolling resistance and hysteresis loss leads to less fuel consumption. So in this radial ply ties, lower rolling resistance and hysteresis losses are occurred. In this type of lower resistance and hysteresis losses, the automobile vehicle has less fuel consumption and a longer tread life because of less heat built in tire, and braking efficiency on wet roads is better because of greater sidewall flexibility and the tread stiffness. So the vehicle runs on the wet roads, so the braking and braking efficiency and the greater sidewall flexibility is very good at the radial ply tires. So better steering capacity. So by using in this type of radial ply tires, the steering capacity is very good position. While taking turns, it has less tendency to distort under lift of the road from one side, and larger resistance to punctures, cuts and impacts in the tread area. So larger resistance to punctures, cuts and impacts to the tread area. So bias contact path, radial contact path. You can see the bias contact path. So what is the difference between the bias contact path and the uh, radial contact path? So in that radial contact path, the high amount of tire should be contact with the road, and the bias contact path only less area of the tire is contact with the roads. So that is the flexibility of the tire in automobile vehicle. So that is the difference of the bias contact path and the radial contact patch. Okay. So in non-directional tires, uniform grooves can run in any direction. Unidirectional tires, you can see that that studs we can place at different directions. It is uniform grooves and unidirectional tires. So the uniform grooves can run any direction. These type of tires we are using, the vehicle runs at any direction. Okay. The unidirectional tires, these type of tires are used, grooves are in one direction, direction of rotation is clearly marked. So the direction of vehicle is clearly marked. Okay. Only on this direction the tires are moving at very smooth operation. Okay. Cross section of tubeless tire. So what is the cross section of the tubeless tire? The crown area tread width. So the treads are placed in the different shapes. One is uniform treads and unidirectional treads are placed in the tire manufacturing. It has so many advantages. And cross sectional area of tubeless tire, it is shoulder and belts are placed in the tire manufacturing, and sidewall casing ply, inner liner, and bed area, tie turn up. Next to tubeless bed area. So the tubeless bed area has you can see what are the different parts: bed wire, bed toe, and chaffer, bed reinforcement, tapered bed seat, bed heel, bed sole, bed area. Okay, so in the tubeless tires operation, so the total load should act on this thread uh, thread area of the tire, so that control the loads and to give the very good running position on the roads. Okay, what are the advantages of tubeless tires? Lesser unsprung weight, better cooling, lesser rolling resistance, comfortable ride, slower leakage of weight, simpler assembly, improved safety. These are the different advantages of tubeless tires. And next, tire sidewall markings. What are the different sidewall markings of the tire? P line, that means passenger tire, P tire, passenger tire, and 195 type of tire. It is section width and 75 aspect ratio of profile or radial construction, 14 rim diameter. These are the different specifications should be taken to manufacture the tire. So different sizes of tires are available in the automobile industry. We can manufacture that different types of tires by using these type of specifications. Okay, tread patterns. What are the different tread patterns in the trails? It performance summer, all weather, wet weather, all terrain, and mud. So based upon these conditions, the tire should be manufactured. Okay, tire problems. So what type of problems occurred in the tires? Improper alignment, warm or damaged steering, suspension parts, hard cornering. So the tire getting problem, see these type of problems raised in the automobile vehicles. Improper alignment. So the alignment of the automobile vehicle is very less, so the tire should be damaged. Or warm or damaged steering suspension parts, so the suspension parts are steering also damaged. Hard cornering and cupping, so you can see the cupping tires. It is the cupping of tire. One or damaged steering or suspension parts, so these type of problems occurred in the automobile vehicle. So uh, it has a steering and suspension parts are damaged. Improper balancing, so the balancing of the vehicle is very improper. One edge, so the one edge is damaged in the automobile tire. What type of problems occurred? Improper alignment, so the camber, so it has a improper alignment. Warm or damaged steering or suspension parts, so the suspension parts or steering should be damaged. So these type of tire problems occurred. The components, these type of components are damaged in the automobile. So mechanical irregularities, so the mechanical irregularities, it means the frame is arranged, the frame is designed at different designs. Based upon the frame design, the tire should be the wheels and tires should be fixed in the um, automobile vehicle frames. Suppose this type of a frame I am taking, the toe is placing, this amount of angle is placed in that frame. You can see that view from top of the portion, the alignment of the tires is different. Okay, and you can see this type of alignment, the tire alignment is different. So based upon the different conditions and different type of vehicles, we can use the tire should be fixed at different ways. Okay, what is camber? So the camber is placed, that is the outside and inside portion, that is excessive chamber under too little camber is placed in the automobile vehicle tires. Tread wear markings. So tread wear markings, tread wear indicator, so it is the it will place the tread wear indicator, so that is used to measure the tread, how much amount of wear resistance occurred on that treads on the tires. Okay, So the wear measuring tools. These are the wear measuring tools in the. These are the wear measuring tools in the tires. And the coin method. The coin method is also measure the treads in the tires. So nitrogen in tires makes up around 80% of the air. So the nitrogen gas, nitrogen air is fixed in the tires because of it has a very high strength and very high properties are used in this type of nitrogen air in the tires. It makes up around 80% of air. Dry inert gas, it is less reactive than oxygen. Leaks out of the sidewall 3 times slower than the oxygen. So this type of nitrogen gas are used in the uh, tires. So the leakage is very less compared to oxygen. Oxygen oxidizes the rubber in the sidewall and pumped into tires in a pure form. Hence, it does not contain moisture found in compressed ambient air, which causes rusting of steel rims. And the result that all materials that come into the contact with the compressed gas inside the tire are less subject to oxidation corrosion. So these properties and these should be analyzed and to decrease different problems we are using in the nitrogen in tires. Special service tire. Space saver spare tire used to replace flat tire, not used for tire rotation, uses a special wheels. So special wheel manufacturing, the special type of tires are used to fix that wheels and to run these tires on the at roads at very smooth operation of the automobile vehicle. This type of special service tires are used. Its speed and pressure restrictions apply. It has no hub caps or wheel covers. So changing tire size. So based upon the automobile vehicle, the tire should be the size of the tire should be changed. So thank you guys.